So he knocks on my door and I open the door. He's like, and he says this verbatim. He goes, I'm trying to turn your doubts into desires and your fears into fires. So my dumb ass.
Now I'm just chasing that vibe. I'm just chasing that vibe. I'm just chasing that vibe.
What's up, YouTube? It's your girl Tatiana Noel, and I'm back with another video. So as you guys can see by the title today, we're going to be getting a little bit personal into my life and how it's been dating in LA. So go ahead, grab your wine, sis, grab your popcorn, grab a blanket, whatever you need to get, and go ahead and get comfy. And we're gonna get right on into this video, but you already know, before we do, go ahead and give this video a big thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. Turn on your post notifications so you can be notified when I post my next video. And yeah, let's get into some tea, sis. So, honestly, y'all, this video wasn't supposed to be like a mukbang style, but I'm so hungry right now. And when I say so hungry, I mean I'm so hungry right now. Like, I literally haven't eaten anything today. I'm lying, I had breakfast, but whatever. I'm hungry, so we're gonna make this a little bit of a mukbang style. And what I have is some sushi. I got tempura spicy tuna and regular spicy tuna. I love sushi. So anyways, yes, you guys, we are going to be talking about how it's been for me dating in LA and kind of, you know, spill some beans, sis, spill some beans. Okay. So as you guys know, before I moved to LA, or shit, I'm saying as you guys know. So, you probably don't know. Okay, so anyways, yeah, you probably literally don't know, but before I moved to LA, I had already been single for honestly like 2 years. I've been single since 2018, like August of 2018. And the relationship before that was tragic. Like, long story short, I was sort of like the side girl, but honestly the girlfriend was like the side girl. It was just like the most toxic relationship. He ended up having like a 5-year girlfriend back in his hometown. It was just toxic. I might give y'all a story time on that one too, cause bitch. But anyway, so after that relationship, my bad y'all. After that relationship, like I said, it was at the end of August. The end of 2018. And at this point, I had already kind of made up in my mind that I was about to leave corporate America anyway. So after that like toxic ass relationship, and then knowing that I was about to like transform my life, I just made the executive decision to just stay single. Like, it was no point in me trying to start anything new in the place I was, because I don't know, I just knew that Virginia was never supposed to be a permanent place for me, or DC, whatever. It was never supposed to be a permanent place for me. So after that relationship, I was like, I'm just gonna stay single or whatever. So I'm telling y'all a whole lot of nothing. Anyway, so I've been single since 2018. All of this was kind of like intentional. I moved to LA and I still had the mindset of being single, because like I really just transformed my whole life from corporate accountant to entrepreneur. So that requires a real level of focus and discipline that distractions will do you into the truest sense. You know what I'm saying? If y'all know where that line is from, comment down below. But yeah, I just didn't have time for it. So I was like, I'm just gonna be single when I come out here too. Like, I'm not looking for anything. Genuinely was not. I am not looking. I'm a woman and I'm in my late 20s. So I mean, ideally, I would like to have a partner, but I'm not looking for anything. What I'm looking for is the discipline that I've been, you know, exuding. So yeah. So fast forward, I'm in my apartment complex. I'm turning into the parking garage, I'm turning into the parking garage, and there's this kid that I call him a kid because he acts, but there's this dude who I see looks at me through the windshield, but I just keep driving because like, okay. And then when I get to the elevator, he's still at the elevator. Now, mind you, the elevators in my apartment complex, like, they don't necessarily wait for nobody. Like, they have a mind of their own. This man is still at the elevator, So we end up getting on the elevator together. A conversation sparks, and I'm genuinely drawn by the connection. Like, again, I'm not looking for anything. In my mind, this man actively pursued me. Like, you'll see why. But anyway, I'm not really looking for anything. The conversation in the elevator was refreshing. So I'm like, okay, cool. So we're getting out, well, he's getting out the elevator because he lives like a couple floors down. And so I tell him what apartment I'm in just because we didn't have time to exchange numbers. And I was really trying to get home. I think I had just got off work, matter of fact. At the time I had a job. So I go to take my dog for a walk. And when I get back from taking her for a walk, he's at my door. So he was like, I just thought I should come down and get your number. I'm like, yeah, cool. So we talked for about like 15, 20 minutes. Again, the conversation is phenomenal. And then he goes home. Or whatever, I don't know. So, fast forward, he comes over, and I know what y'all probably thinking, but at this point, COVID is real out here. He lives in the building. I'm like, whatever, I got my wits about me. I'm not some like dumb young little girl. So he comes over, we sit here, we have a really, really, really good conversation again. And then he starts trying to pass at me. So I'm like, you could just leave. Like, you could just leave. So he leaves, and I guess when he leaves, he realizes that I have an attitude about the situation. And at that point, I was writing him off. Mentally, he was wrote off. Like, I was like, nope, I'm not doing this because you're a little boy. Like, I felt it at that point, but whatever. So the nigga comes back to my door, y'all, and he knocks on the door. He knocks on my door, and he says some corny shit because, again, I had wrote him off, and I'm pretty sure he knew it. So I'm pretty sure he can tell at that point that I was like, oh, bye. So he knocks on my door, and I open the door. He's like, and he says this verbatim. He goes, I'm trying to turn your doubts into desires and your fears into fires. So my dumb ass, you know, he leaves. I close the door, and I'm just like, okay, maybe I'll talk to him a little bit more. Bitch. From there, and I truly believe, because I didn't give him some on that day. And matter of fact, we had a conversation about it, but I won't skip the story. I truly believe, but because I didn't give him none that day, at that point, he made it a challenge. It was more of like a challenge for him, but he actively was pursuing me. So, and mind you, I've been single for like 2 years, so it was entertaining to me, and it was like, oh, you know, it made me feel good. It made me feel good. So, a bunch of nothing happens, y'all. Like, he stops texting me, or just like a bunch of nothing. It was a bunch of toxicity. He says something along the lines of, he's trying to focus on his career. He's not looking for anything, which I totally understand because technically I have the same mindset. But I've learned that when guys say that to you, it's like a barricade that they're putting up to just let you know, like, I'm only trying to fuck, like, honestly. So, but for me, as just who I am, certain things I take for face value because I'm like the most dominant masculine female ever. Like, I don't take it personal when somebody says like I'm trying to focus on my career. It actually turns me on. It makes me more interested in them because like you have goals and ambitions and you're not out here just like being an asshole about things. And so I thought that this was who he was. I thought he had goals and ambitions and all this stuff like that, but sis, the nigga was just full of shit ultimately. So like I said, nothing kind of came from it. We ended up having a conversation because, again, me just being a nice person I am, Thanksgiving rolled around, and genuinely, like, this is what I want to say to y'all. I tell these guys, like, I just want to be friends. I value building a friendship before anything because I'm very picky and I'm very particular, and most people don't like me, and I've gotten my feelings hurt a lot in the past because people initially are drawn to me and attracted to me, and then we rush things, and then they don't necessarily like my personality. That's cool. I love myself, but I'm not for everybody, and I know that. So I appreciate being friends with people first. So, you know, for some reason we just could not get the friendship thing down pat. And so Thanksgiving rolled around, And I, hold on. So, again, Thanksgiving rolls around, and I think about the fact that, my bad, he's not from here, same way as I'm not. But my cousin's mom lives out here, so luckily I had them to have Thanksgiving dinner with. And so again, me being the genuine nice person I am, I asked him if he wants a plate, and I'll just like, you know, grab it for him, whatever the case is, and he can come pick it up whenever he's ready. So I had no other intention than to feed that man, because not because I was looking for like, oh, if I feed him, da 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 da. I didn't give two fucks. I was just genuinely like, nigga, I would be mad. Like, I don't know. I was just like, damn, it's nice to be thought about. So anyway, he comes and he gets the plate, and we have a conversation, and I ask him, because if you don't know, if I ain't tell y'all enough, I like having conversations where it's uncomfortable, or where some people fold. I like to see if people are gonna fold. I guess some people might say that's me playing around, or some people might say that's me, you know, I don't know. Some people have a lot to say about that, but I like to see if people's gonna fold. So anyways, I asked him, I was like, why, like, what was your intent? Like, why did you come to my door? I specifically asked him about the fire and desire line or whatever. And he flat out told me, which I appreciate, but he told me that he did it to, like, you know, try to get to sleep with me, basically. So that shit ain't go nowhere. I see him in the building, I literally don't even speak to him. And it's not because I'm bitter or anything like that, but I literally vulnerably and genuinely try to befriend you. Like, oh, and I stopped talking to him. Actually, this is why I stopped talking to him, because one day I got cussed out by this black man at the store. But anyway, one day I got cussed out at this black man by the store over some dumb shit. And y'all know, like I said, I don't have a lot of people out here, so I reached out to him. God made dirt, and dirt don't hurt. Y'all got me fucked up. But so I reached out to him because I was crying. Like, it really pissed me off. And then, like, I don't know a lot of males out here, and I just wanted to talk, especially because I just got cussed out by a black man. So I texted him, and even though he was kind of verbally saying that he was down to talk, he was taking like 30 minutes to respond, just playing these games that had been going on the entirety of us trying to befriend each other. So after that, I was like, okay, you know what? You don't even know how to be a friend. Fuck you. Like, honestly, fuck you. So I would see him in the building. I don't really speak to him. I just keep my distance, because anybody who willingly plays with somebody when they like are nice to you, and you just don't deserve my energy, and I don't take it how y'all want to take it. But so that was the first situation after basically like 2.5 years of me being single and keeping to myself, if you know what I mean. So after that situation with him, I kind of didn't have no expectations. Again, I just went back to focusing on myself and my business, because I genuinely believe I have to elevate a little bit more to get the man that I want. Because it's just certain qualities in a man that I want that you got to be a certain type of woman for, and those are just facts. So I went back to dealing with my goddamn own self. I love sushi, y'all. So fast forward, and the next situation, sometime in early January, I think, I had this photo well, first of all, I was booked as a makeup artist, but then I ended up becoming the model because like one of the models didn't show up. And there was a gentleman there who I guess was cousins to the lady who owns the shop. And the whole time I was there, you know, doing what I had to do, like modeling, I could see him like looking at me, and just see him like, he was googly eyed, you know what I'm saying? To the point to where when the lady, she put me in one of these outfits and my cleavage was real. So, you know, I told the lady, I was like, your nephew gonna have, I think I said nephew because I thought at the time that she was his aunt. I was like, your nephew gonna have a field day, because like my damn cleavage was out. And so like literally he was just googly eyed at me or whatever the case is. And so as I'm getting ready to leave, he starts asking me for my number, and I'm like, how old are you? And he's like, how old do you think I am? I'm like, you're like 25 or something. Like, he looked like a kid. He was like, that's sweet, but he's 32. I don't even know why I told y'all that. That really don't matter. But anyway, I end up taking his number and exchanging, like, I ended up taking his number, and then I texted him, like, this is Tatiana. Okay, so from there, we start FaceTiming. Actually, you know, he FaceTimed me, obviously. We start FaceTiming, we're talking on the phone. Again, he hits me with the, you know, he's trying to do certain things with his career. I don't take that shit personal. But I remember from before, you know, the games and stuff that could possibly be played. But so far, he's consistent. Like, he's FaceTiming me every day. Like, we're talking and we're genuinely building a friendship. This one, I can feel like he's a little bit more genuine. I don't know what the fuck happened, but prior to the downfall, he was a little bit more genuine. So I took what he said to face value, for face value. Like, it got to the point to where, y'all, we were like trading stuff, not trading together, but like we would talk about stocks that we want to trade. He would tell me like, oh, you should invest in this. I would give him like tips on what I thought to invest in, or whatever the case is. We were sharing this kind of information with each other. He even went as far as asking me like, would you want to go in on a rental property, like, you know, business partner type ordeal. And when I say we're literally building a friendship, we're literally building a friendship, not like flirting on the side and kikiing. Like, no, he's up on the phone talking about, damn, like, he's at some car show or whatever on MLK Day, and he's like, damn, she got a fat ass. Like, we're genuinely friends at this point. Like, it's cool. It's cool, but it's obvious that from the beginning he was attracted to me, and it's obvious that because of our similarities in the conversations and stuff like that, there's potential for it to be something more. But friends before anything, right? So we're building up our friendship and all this stuff. So one day I get sick. We're on FaceTime, or matter of fact, I have errands to run that day or something like that. And then I tell him I'm gonna call him back. So I call him back and we're on FaceTime, and y'all, I just literally got sick out of nowhere. Like, if you watch my last Instagram, if you watch my last YouTube video of the yellow liner, it was that day. Like, you could hear it in the video. Like, I started getting sick, like, as I was filming. I don't know what happened, but like, once I got done filming and taking these TikTok videos, it's like something hit me and I got so damn sick. So I tell him, like, you know, I'm not feeling good. I go, I take a bath. This is that and the third. And I want to say that this is like January 17th or 18th or 19th, I mean. And I'm just like, I really don't feel good. So I didn't talk to him for the rest of the day. Like, I just went to sleep. Like, I really didn't feel good. I self-medicated and all that. And then so inauguration day came around. I'm still sick at this point, but I text him because he's supposed to be flying home to go see his mom. And y'all, this nigga's giving me one-word responses, like real dry, real attitude-y. And I'm sick, so I'm like, you know what? I don't like how. So yeah, like I was saying, I'm sick, so it's a knock. What did I stop at? Oh yeah, he was supposed to go fly home to his mom. So I'm sick, so I just sent him a text message this morning. Like, did you watch the inauguration? My sentences, I mean, my texts are full sentences or whatever, and he's responding back with one to two word responses, y'all. And I was just like, you know what? I don't like how short you're being, so have a good day. And I chucked the deuces. And this nigga responds with LOL. So I was like, bye, exclamation mark, exclamation mark. And I blocked his number for the rest of the day because I didn't know what was happening. I didn't care to figure out. I just know that I was sick and I tried to be nice and I didn't have time for it. So I blocked the number for the rest of the day. I was like, I'm going to sleep. Like, I don't even feel good as it is. So the next day rolls around and I call him. I don't know if he tried to reach out to me the day before and like whatever, but I don't care. I genuinely don't care. Like, I blocked that number so I can have some peace because I did not feel good. So like I said, the next day I call him and he answers the phone and he's like, I'm busy, so I'm gonna call you back. I'm like, all right, cool. Girl, 2 days roll by, this nigga don't call me back. Mind you, before I got sick, we FaceTiming every day. So I'm like, what? Like, what? Just what? What? So I sent my little text message because I don't care. I'm gonna say what I have to say. Period. And I was just like, I'm disappointed because granted we didn't have to talk all the time. Like, I'm just disappointed by the whole thing because not only did you give me attitude for what appears to me to be no apparent reason, you ghost me after I reach out to you, after you give me attitude. So I'm just disappointed. And he was like, y'all, this pissed me off so bad. He was like, I should trip you next time I see you. Little boy, that is the most corniest thing men can do. Like, try to flirt or like kiki their way out of an awkward situation. Hell no, that don't work over here, not even a little bit. So my response to him was, if we do so happen to see each other, keep it cute. Like, just don't mess with my money. It's no beef, but I said what I said. Like, the fuck? And he's like, oh, you tripping, but I ain't word. I don't know. Y'all tell me in the comments if I took that situation too personal. I don't care personally. I know I care what y'all have to say, but like, I feel like I handled that situation very well because I'm a grown-ass woman and that's a grown-ass man. Like, we're not playing those games. And we're not playing those games, especially when we're just friends. If your butt hurt because I blocked you, or if something personal happened in your life and you're like frantic right now, the least you can do is just say, I'm going through something right now. I'll reach out to you later, because of the constant communication we had prior to me being sick. Or if your butt hurt because I blocked you, then nigga say that. But I don't like weak shit. Like I told y'all, I like to see if people's gonna fold, and to me that was like you folding. So yeah, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I think like after we had that conversation, 2 or 3 days passed, and then I called again, and then y'all, he hit me with that same bullshit. He answers the phone and he goes, I'm gonna call you back. And I'm like, and hear me out, right? Because at the point when I called him like 2 or 3 days later, I had in my mind that like, whoa, even if in the back of my mind I did think that we were potentially going to be able to date one another, I took that, I reined that back in a whole lot. So at the point that I'm calling him again, like I said, 2 or 3 days later, I'm genuinely calling to preserve a friendship. Because for me, I don't care if you're male or female, I like people who I can have real conversations with. And we were having real conversations, not just about stocks and stuff like that, but about God and spirituality, just real conversations. So I'm like, okay, let me call again. This nigga hit me with the same thing, and then at the end of the night, he didn't respond. So I blocked his number, and I to this day don't know if he's trying to reach out to me, but I genuinely don't care, because I just have a problem with people trying to play with me, especially when I'm so forthcoming with my energy, my attitudes, my everything. You're never gonna have to guess how I feel. Like, you will never have to guess how I feel, what I'm thinking. I don't expect anybody to be a mind reader. I speak freely. Like, if there's one thing for certain, 2 things for sure, I say what's on my mind, and I expect the same in return. So at the point that I realized like this person is incapable of handling certain situations or speaking their truth in certain situations, I just decided to block the number and continue on in my mental peace. Because in hindsight, while you know we have these good conversations and stuff like that, this happens a lot where people will see, and I'm about to toot my own horn, so if you don't like when people get in their bag, you can click off now. But people will see like the light in me, or people will see the God in me, and they want a piece of that. But then when it comes to them having to be accountable for themselves, or whatever the case is, they don't know how to be the light for themselves, you know? And then on top of that too, like when we were having certain conversations, I can tell that he was talking to me and he was telling me things about himself that he had not yet reached, like, you know, as far as discipline wise, or as far as capabilities within his discipline is what I'm trying to say. And that's perfectly fine, because there's a lot of areas where I still struggle with my discipline, but I'm honest about it. He was trying to talk like he got it in the bag, but you could just tell when somebody is bluffing. And so that just further, like, to me, again, this is all my story, this is all my scenario, but that just kind of further supported the notion that, yeah, he's he couldn't handle, like, baby, you can't handle this. Like, even, again, platonically, y'all. Like, I know as I'm talking, it may seem like I'm blurring the lines, but I'm genuinely not. Like, I cut girlfriends off for the same reason, not being able to honestly and vulnerably speak to me. Like, I don't want nobody around me that has to hide behind a facade, a mask, lies, anything like that. I'm so vulnerable and honest, and I just am genuinely, I love people like me. Like, I don't have a lot of people like me, but I love people like me. So that has been what my dating, and I use dating very, very loosely, but that has been my experience in LA. And it's just like, what I'm noticing out here is that, like, there's a lot of pressure. LA is expensive, okay? I'm a single female living downtown LA by myself, and I intend to keep it that way. So I don't have time for a lot of the nonsense that people may or may not want to operate in. I don't have time for it. I genuinely don't. And like, COVID is real out here. Like, there's so many nuances as to why I'm very particular about my time, my energy, and my surroundings and stuff. So it just seems like since I've been out here, and this is like with the situations I've experienced, and even situations where the ladies who I know out here, they've spoke of, like, you gotta be willing to like play a lot of games with people. Like, so many people out here are so busy. So many people out here are trying to elevate their career, and I totally respect that. But they'll try to put, it's like they want their cake and they want to eat it too. They'll put their hand in something, and then, like, you know, when they gotta go deeper in the bag because they start to run out of like chips, let's say, they're like, oh nope, never mind, that's too deep for me. And I'm just like, if you can't even like handle being what's the word, if you can't even handle being a honest, forthcoming friend, how the hell do you expect to have a healthy relationship with somebody? Like, it just doesn't seem worth it. Now, I don't know if at any point I came off as bitter or whatever the case is, but there's nothing inside of me that's bitter. Like, when the right man comes along, I'm capable and willing to submit in that way. But for me, it's about being able to be friends first. It's about being able to withstand uncomfortable situations. I don't know. It's about a whole lot more than just like getting what you want and then withdrawing when things get too hot. Like, I don't need people around me that's gonna fold because like, I have a lot of demanding situations around me. My life is demanding. The circumstances I choose to put myself in are demanding. So if you're going to be any part of me, if you're going to be friend, family, shit, I even want to say foe, you need to be 10 toes down, like solid, okay? Like, I don't play with weak people. I don't like weak people. I don't like weak people. Have your weak moment, you know, have a weak day, but don't be a weak person. Like, that's not okay. That's just not for me. It's okay, actually, live your life how you want to live it, but it's not for me. That's my dating experience in LA. If you're somebody who's moving to LA, or if you're a girl who lives in LA and you want to date, just make sure that you have your wits about you. Like Bob Marley said this once upon a time, everybody's gonna hurt you. You just gotta figure out who's worth the hurt. Ruby, what are you doing? Because you're trying to play me right now. Anyways, y'all. Yeah, Bob Marley said everybody's gonna hurt you. You just gotta figure out who's worth the hurt. So if you're a woman, if you're a woman, is it because you smell the sushi on me? Like, what? You're not getting them. If you're a woman and you, or if you're a man or whomever, whatever your gender is, whatever you refer to, he, she, her, they, them, like whomever you are, if you're out in LA and you're dating and you're like opening yourself up to that, number one, be smart, be cautious, because COVID is real. STDs are real, okay? These things exist, okay? But number two, have your wits about you. Love yourself. Make sure your self-love is intact. And don't let nobody play with you. Like, know your level of weakness that you'll tolerate in your life. And when you feel like that is being crossed, uphold your boundaries. Like, that's what boundaries are for. They're meant to be put in place when, you know, things are just stepping over the line or whatever the case is. So have your wits about you. Practice self-love. Do things on a daily basis that reinsure your self-love. And just, you know what I'm saying? Never let a nigga see you sweat. Period. But anyway, thank y'all so much for watching my video. That is my horrid story in LA. Hopefully, you know, God has a man for me soon one day. Actually, he does. I don't even gonna say hopefully. I know he does. I know I'm gonna be married. I know I'm gonna have kids. And it's gonna be with a man. So I ain't worried about it. But thank you guys so much for watching my video. I really hope you enjoyed this little impromptu mukbang story time, whatever you want to call it. I love you guys so much. And without, what? I love you guys so much. And before we go ahead and give this video a big thumbs up if you found this interesting. Comment down below some of your stories, y'all. I want to hear like how your experience dating in LA is. Like, what is your experience dating in LA, or dating wherever you are, whatever city you're in? Because I can tell you stories about North Carolina, Washington, D.C. They almost all. Anyways, comment down below some of your experiences. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. And turn on your post notifications so you can be notified when I post my next video. And yeah, thank you guys. I love you guys. Peace. Ruby, say bye. Ruby, say bye to the lovely people. Say bye. Say bye. 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 Thank you. I got makeup on. I forgot. Bye, y'all.